With so many more distractions for parents and temptations for kids, modern parenting can be a minefield.
I multitask with toys. I like the BBM people.
What's that?
BlackBerry Messenger.
Does this scene from NBC's Parenthood ring a bell?
Well, wait a minute. Her room is in our house, so technically we're not breaking into anything.
Parents resorting to hacking into their own daughter's computer to find out what she's doing.
Says she's in a relationship, has been for a month.
A month.
We all try to be good parents, but are we being effective? I'm a mom myself, 2 kids, 5 and 7. You wonder if you're giving your kids the best tools to prepare them for the critical decisions that they'll face. Tonight, some valuable lessons. With the help of experts, Dateline is putting parenting to the test. You'll see kids in a series of situations that could be every parent's worst nightmare or their proudest moment.
We found a group of parents who agreed to let us secretly videotape their children as they make pivotal decisions. Have they taught their kids the right thing when it comes to letting a stranger in the house?
Oh my God.
Or getting in a car with someone they think has been drinking?
What's going on inside right now? Heart's racing?
And what about dealing with a bully?
Because I don't want to see her. I want her to sit over there.
It's our first test tonight. Here's how we did it. We set up a casting call for a fake reality TV show called Generation Gap, and these 2 girls think they're here to try out.
Hi, my name is Sarah. Hi, my name is Jacqueline. I love to have adventures in my backyard. I love ice cream.
Their parents are in on this unscientific test, allowing us to see how their kids will react when another child is being bullied.
You have to hit it. Sorry. You said you were good at this game.
It's an important illustration. Parenting expert Michelle Borba, who wrote the Big Book of Parenting Solutions, says teaching the kids who witness bullying may be the key to solving this growing problem.
On a school campus, we know there's about 85% of kids who are called bystanders. They're the ones who are watching.
What kind of power do they have?
They have tremendous power. They're the missing link, the silent majority that we can turn this whole school campus around by teaching them how to step in, still be safe. Your whole campus culture will change.
We'll see if these bystander kids know what to do when they witness what looks like a helpless girl being verbally abused. We've brought them into a room filled with hidden cameras and, unbeknownst to them, 3 actresses. We hired one to play the bully,
I love to sing.
one to be her accomplice,
Hi, my name is Sandy.
and one more to act like a victim.
I love to play softball.
All 5 girls appear to be trying out for Generation Gap, but once we leave them alone, our 3 actresses will go to work.
I get number 1. Which one is number 1? I get it.
The mothers of the other 2 agreed to let us do this because they want to shine a light on bullying. They're in a room down the hall, watching the girls as the hidden cameras roll.
She's like very friendly.
Sarah's mom has taught her daughter to steer clear of school bullies.
I said, you know what, if they're not being nice to somebody, then, and if you've said something to them and they still haven't heard you, you need to just step back and just maybe move everybody that you are still friends with away from that.
And what about 13-year-old Jackie?
Likes people. She's definitely a strong kid.
Jackie's been taught there's no excuse when it comes to bullying. Do something to stop it or walk away.
The bullying, from my point of view, of course, is just not acceptable.
Did the lesson sink in? Will Jackie or Sarah do anything to stop the bullying today?
I want my mommy. I want my mommy. I'm going to cry. Boo-hoo-hoo.
Our hidden cameras are rolling as these moms watch to see what their daughters will do when they witness this girl being bullied. Again, the bully, her accomplice, and the victim are actresses we hired. They're just pretending. Sarah's mom thinks she knows how her daughter will react.
She's going to be the observer, and then she's going to probably step back. And then she'll talk about it for 3 hours when we get home.
Jackie's mom says her daughter has confronted bullies before.
She has. It's absolutely happened. I don't know if she would do that for somebody she doesn't know. I'm not sure.
So let's see what happens. Remember, they think they're auditioning for a reality TV show called Generation Gap. Our producer asks them to play some video games and pick the one they think they're best at.
Everybody has to play, and you're going to have about 15 minutes, okay?
I'm watching with the parents and parenting expert Michelle Borba.
I'll be right outside if you need me.
Okay, that's important. She just said, if you need me for anything, I'm right outside.
We want the girls to know there is an adult close by in case they need one. Our actress wastes no time and begins her verbal attack.
I don't really want to play with you anymore, so you come back and you go out. Play with her.
And right away, Jackie and Sarah take notice.
Why are you guys so mean to her? She doesn't know how to play. Neither do I. Yeah, but you're better at it than she is. So?
When the bullying continues,
She is failing majorly. It's like terrible.
Jackie again calls it like she sees it.
That's so mean.
Jackie's face. What do you think?
I think she doesn't like what she's doing, that's for sure.
Jackie's used the word mean at least twice, 2 or 3 times. You're so mean.
And you're seeing distress on her face.
So mean.
Now, watch what Sarah does.
Shane is helpless.
She tries to get the group to focus on something else.
Anyone else know how hot it is outside?
Again
Oh my gosh, this does smell good.
and again.
I want her to sit over there. I love the smell of Abercrombie and Arrow. Oh my gosh.
She keeps trying to change the subject.
Yeah, she doesn't like confrontation, so she's going to try to keep it status quo.
Sarah may not know it, but according to our expert, she's using an important anti-bullying technique.
Called distraction. Distraction is one way that you could pull a bully away from a group.
Then Jackie and Sarah try to stick up for our victim.
Well, obviously Shane's not interacting well with anybody because she's not talking at all. She's talking to me and Jackie. Yeah. You keep commenting on her and you're making her feel bad. Yeah. It's not nice to make fun of her either.
Our bully is relentless.
I want my mommy. I want my mommy.
Eventually, the girls seem to give up, ignoring both the bully and the victim.
Let me show you this. Shane is I know. This is D.
Now it's time to stop the bullying. Will any of the girls tell our producer what's been going on?
Hey.
Not a word. So what were they thinking?
Hi, girls. My name is Kate Snow, and I am with Dateline NBC.
I tell them there is no reality show, instead a lesson for all of us on how to deal with bullies.
These 3 girls are actors. They're in on it with us. B is actually not a big jerk like she was pretending to be, and they're friends. You both spoke up against B. You said you're being mean.
Like I'm coming in like not knowing anyone, so I was kind of just trying to defend her, but not like start something.
You know what you kept doing, Sarah? You kept changing the subject.
Yeah.
You're like, how about that Wii game?
Another thing they could have tried, befriending the victim, which our expert Borba says can sometimes be just as effective as standing up to the bully. She role-plays with them how to do it.
Be mean, as you were, and this time, watch what she does.
You're a loser.
Perfect. Stop. You don't have to say anything, but I want you to at least start walking a little closer over to this girl. You can either stand next to her, or you can put your arm around her. You can do something quiet. Okay? And look at the smile on her face already.
Let's try it again. We escort our next group of kids into the room wired with hidden cameras.
You need to go through the game.
But this time the actors we hired are boys, a bully, his helper, and a victim. Again, the other 3 kids think they're here to try out for a reality TV show.
I'm Alex.
And my name is Jessica.
I'm Lucy.
Their parents will be watching what they do. Like all the other parents, Alex's mom says they talk about bullying, but usually only when it comes up.
It's definitely an issue in the school. They try to educate the kids about it.
Jessica was the target of bullying when she switched schools last year.
That must have been really hard as a mom.
It was terrible. It was truly terrible.
Will Jessica's first-hand experience make her more likely to step up?
Hopefully she will try to support whoever is being bullied because she's been there.
And what about this girl, Lucy? She just won her school's 8th grade character award given to the student who's most likely to lend a helping hand.
She is really outgoing, very kind to everybody she meets.
Still, as much as this dad thinks he knows his daughter's heart, he's curious to see her in action when she has no idea she's being watched.
I think she's probably going to go to the person being bullied and kind of get him out of the situation. And I'd be surprised if she didn't do something. So this is going to be interesting.
Again, the group is instructed to play video games to prepare for the reality show competition. Our actor bully jumps right in.
Do you have the Wii?
I find I spend too much of my time on Facebook.
But the bully has barely gotten a word in, just one snide comment that the victim is no good at this video game, when Lucy fires back.
You're playing. Come on. Who's next?
It's not good.
Don't be mean.
I'm not going to be mean.
In fact, just as her dad predicted, Lucy quickly befriends our victim.
Come on, we're going to win this, Max.
I love her. I love her.
Don't be mean.
And over, she firmly stands up to the bully.
I mean, is he bad at this or is he...
Okay, stop with it. Stop. You're being annoying.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying the fact that he's not going to win.
That's rude. You shouldn't be saying that about people.
What's more, she tries to reason with the bully while showing concern for the victim's feelings.
You see how you're getting your feelings hurt? Like, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but like seriously, I'm one to stand up for people, and if you were getting picked on, I would stand up for you. You're getting your feelings.
She's amazing.
Lucy's performance has an effect on the group. Watch how it gives Jessica the confidence to step in.
Stop being mean to people. Stop being mean. You are being mean.
She's covering his mouth.
Because of one child activating it, the other one steps in, and that's how you mobilize it.
Lucy stepped in there and got in his face, right?
She's still doing it.
And when our producer returns, Lucy doesn't hesitate to tell an adult exactly what's been going on.
He's getting made fun of, and it's not. I'm trying to stick up for him, and he's screaming at me.
Before she gets too mad, we break the news that the bullying was just an act.
So these guys are actors, and you actually like each other. You want to give each other a hug.
Lucy, kind to the end, even apologizes to our actor.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine.
So how do we teach our children to be more like the kids we've met tonight? Borba says the most important thing is to set a good example.
By the way, it's the average kid who doesn't step in, and when we go, well, it's also the average adult who doesn't step in.
And start talking about bullying with your kids before it starts.
I do think you did a wonderful job.
When they're young, way before middle school. We reunite the families from both groups, a proud parenting moment. And when Lucy is met by her dad, she's overcome with emotion.
I am so incredibly proud of the way you stood up for Max. You did, it just comes so naturally to you.
Sorry.
Oh, don't cry, baby.
No, I just felt so bad. I'm just so happy that wasn't real.
And we're all happy that she's showing kids it's okay to do the right thing.
You did a great job.
It's a parent's worst nightmare, their child being snatched by a stranger. A safety concern Dateline has put to the test in the past. Would children let a stranger into their own front door?
I cannot believe that they opened the door. I am shocked.
I think they will not open the door. He just opened the door. He didn't even do the right thing.
When we ran our unscientific experiment back in 2007, the kids let the stranger in 2 out of 3 times.
You're 14 and 12. How many times have I told you never open the door for strangers?
It is exceedingly rare for a child to be abducted by a total stranger, but in our increasingly wired world where cable news runs endless stories about missing children,
How could something like this happen?
we've all become more attuned to the potential dangers. Schools teach stranger danger classes. Parents talk about it. There are DVDs.
Are there people who can hurt you? There are.
But have our kids gotten the message, or would a child still let a stranger in the door? We begin on a quiet street in suburban New Jersey. Like so many of us, myself included, Paige Sato has taught her kids never to let strangers in the house. But she's a little more laid back in her parenting style. She doesn't want to scare her kids and hopes that common sense will carry them through.
My parents worked. I was home alone after school with my siblings. So I think we have a more relaxed, less scary or less stressful attitude about it. Of course, it's going to come around and bite me in the butt, probably.
We're putting it to the test. We've rigged the Sato's home with hidden cameras.
My heart is pounding.
Your heart is pounding?
Yeah.
I'm across the street with Paige and her husband Tetsuya, watching their kids through a monitor in our surveillance van.
So you're nervous that your kids are going to
yeah,
open the door?
I think he's going to appeal to them.
Ken Wooden is the founder of Child Lures Prevention, a national organization that helps parents and teachers prevent crimes against youth. And he's doing something that sounds really far-fetched. He's posing as a milk inspector with the sheriff's department, saying there's a rash of problems with milk in the area and he needs to check every carton. Unfortunately, a story like that actually worked many times for a child predator who was ultimately sent to prison for 80 years. Ken walks into the porch and right up to the main door of the house. Inside, 12-year-old Emmy calls over her older brother.
Sam! Sam, come here.
14-year-old Sam joins Emmy, and despite their parents' warnings, they open the door.
Please don't be alarmed. Everything's okay. I'm with the sheriff's department.
The kids seem to buy his story.
Do you have milk in your refrigerator?
They walk back to the kitchen to get some milk and leave the door wide open behind them. When they come back, our bogus inspector asks a key question.
Could I step here for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, they let him right in.
In the van, nervous laughter. But if Ken really had bad intentions, he would have had ample time to overpower the kids. We follow Sam and Emmy's parents inside and explain what we've been up to.
You failed.
Oh, Mom.
Why did you do that, though? You thought he was completely legit, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had the badge.
He had the badge.
Experts say we need to be more specific with kids. For example, tell them that if a grown-up flashes a badge or wears a uniform, don't take their word for it. Call the police to see if they're legitimate.
We also need to make sure that we give our children permission to say no to an authority if in their gut they feel like something's wrong.
The thinking on what we should teach our kids has evolved over the years, according to parenting expert Michelle Borba.
The new thinking is we don't use the word stranger danger. Instead, you're far more successful if you help your child learn to be aware of certain situations.
Situations like the one we're recreating just a few miles away. Will 12-year-old Matthew let a stranger in the front door? His mom, Talia Rothenberg, a substitute fifth-grade teacher, sure hopes not. She rarely leaves her son alone, and when she does, she almost always gives him a stern reminder before she leaves. Don't open the door for anyone.
Would Matt ever open a door to a stranger?
Probably not. Probably not.
This time, our expert is pretending to have an emergency.
Oh, there he is. He's at the door.
Talia watches anxiously from our van.
Oh, my God.
Could you help me? Help me. My wife is sick. I need your phone to call a hospital. It doesn't work. Please help me. Open the door.
No.
Open the door. My wife is sick.
No.
Just open the door.
Go to the house next door.
Matt does something experts recommend, telling the stranger to go find an adult.
I'm really proud of him.
You're really proud?
I am just so impressed.
We head inside to tell Matt what a good job he's done. He's a little shaken up, but as soon as his mom explains what's going on, he's okay.
There we go. He's a nice guy.
His mom calls it a teachable moment, and our experts agree.
Matthew just gets the A. And why Matthew gets the A is for assertiveness.
Why would somebody come to a kid and ask them for help when there's so many adults around? Right?
You're looking at a key parenting moment. All those years of repeating the message to her son have paid off. Repetition and role-playing are what can ultimately make the difference between whether your kids open themselves up to danger or not. This teen is putting on lipstick. This one is changing tracks on an iPod. This one is chatting on the cell.
Holy sh**.
Teens so dangerously distracted, they've lost focus.
If you don't have both hands on the wheel, both eyes on the road, you're not driving safely.
Hello?
It's an epidemic. It's because everybody's used their cell phone while driving.
Most parents try warning their teens about the dangers of distracted driving before they even think about handing over the keys. So why then, with all the parental pressure and bans against it in 30 states, do 1 in 3 teens fess up to texting while driving anyway? Luckily, no one in these videos was seriously hurt. They were all recorded by a company called DriveCam. In conjunction with American Family Insurance, it installs cameras in the cars of novice drivers, allowing nervous parents like Craig and Jeanette Yoakum to keep tabs on their teens.
If there's a sudden jarring to the car, it'll send a clip, an email clip of what happened 10 seconds before and 10 seconds after.
5 months ago, they handed 16-year-old Jake his very first car keys, along with some stern advice.
Don't use the cell phone while you're driving. Just turn it off.
And texting was a no-no.
The Yoakums told him to keep his phone stashed in the glove box. The camera, which Jake knew about, was just an added precaution.
He's a pretty good kid, so we weren't too worried about it.
So imagine how stunned they were to see this. Jake texting as he slams into a mailbox.
It was just so quick, and the sound of the mailbox hitting the car and his reaction, and it was scary.
I knew I wasn't supposed to be using my phone in the car, and everybody thinks that it's not going to happen to them, you know? I'll just look down for a few seconds.
But it only takes a few seconds. In Jake's case, 5. It was a frightening wake-up call. What if the mailbox had been a child instead?
But here's the wake-up call for parents. Jake told his folks that he and his friends are only copying what they've seen their parents do for years. That's right, Mom and Dad. They're mimicking us.
Does this scene from NBC's Parenthood look familiar?
Be strong.
It'll be so quick.
Come on.
Who hasn't seen a parent hopelessly distracted by a phone?
Parents are actually texting more than kids.
Don't believe it? Just listen to this group of 4 to 7-year-olds.
She just texts and texts and texts all the time. She texts all day. Morning and nighttime. Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
As their parents watched from another room, along with parenting expert Michelle Borba, we pulled out the pillows to chat kids style about the beeping and buzzing devices that are not only a safety hazard, but can have an emotional impact too.
Does anybody ever see their parents use their phone?
Oh my God, it annoys me so much.
Why?
Because I never get to spend time with her. She was like, call. I wish phones were never invented.
Ouch. That's right, parents. Our need to always be plugged in is sending our kids a message that they're not as important.
He's not playing with me. He doesn't usually play with me.
And the impact can be immediate. Watch what happens when I ask a producer to call me in the middle of our interview.
I know, I've seen The Wiz. It's like The Wizard of Oz. Oh, wait, hold, 1 second, okay? I'm sorry, hello? Hi. You know what, I'm in the I'm sorry, 1 second, you guys. I'm just kind of in the middle of an interview. Oh, I got this email. You guys mind if I just answer this one email?
Hello?
Do you mind if I just answer this one email? Can I just one? Just one?
There's 1,000 of those pillows.
She lost the room.
She lost the room.
She lost it.
She lost all control.
And when I finally turned my attention back to them, these little ones had plenty to say.
What was that like when I just answered that email?
Boring!
And what does that make you feel like?
Sad.
Why sad?
I feel like they don't even care about me and I don't care about the phone.
Listen to that. I feel like she doesn't care about me. It's a really key line.
Not only do our kids feel dismissed, even if we don't realize it, we're teaching them that it's perfectly normal to try to do 10 things all at once.
I multitask with toys.
You multitask with toys?
I play with about 6 toys at a time, 7, 8, 9,
Where'd you
10.
learn how to do that? Did you ever see your dad do 6 things at the same time?
You can talk on the phone and write papers, and then type, write, type, write.
Does mommy or daddy ever use their phone and text while they're driving?
Yes.
What do you think when she's doing that?
I think she's going to get arrested.
Will any of you lessen the amount you're using your phone now because of what you just heard?
I will, 100%.
I can't. Yeah, but I definitely will talk to them about it.
It would be great if we could all just disconnect completely and go home at night and never answer an email and never take a phone call. But a lot of people can't do that. So how do you balance it?
Do a real honesty reality check and say, when are the times that I shouldn't be using that BlackBerry? When can I turn it off? Because that's family time, and have zone-free, plugged-out times. And announce them to your kids.
Otherwise, fast forward 10 years, and the moms and dads of these little ones might be watching videos like this. The parents of the teens in these videos shared them so that other parents will see that forbidding kids to text and drive isn't enough. We, too, have to put the brakes on texting behind the wheel.
It's kind of hard sometimes when you hear that ding and you want to look down and see who it is, but you just try to set a better example for them.
We all hope we've taught our kids how to make good decisions when we're watching and when we're not, especially when a split-second choice can have life or death consequences. Would your child get in a car with a driver who's been drinking? In a recent national survey, nearly 30% of teens reported that within the previous month, they had ridden with a driver who'd been drinking alcohol.
There's something unique about a teen's brain. Number one is they think they're invincible.
Which brings us to another day, another casting call for our phony reality show, Generation Gap.
Hi.
This time the test is one all parents desperately want their kids to pass. Will they get in a car with someone they think has been drinking?
I don't think she would.
These parents have all given their teens instructions on what to do if they're faced with the situation.
Give me a call, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. I will come and get you.
Just like our bullying scenario, these teens think they're here for a reality TV show audition.
Hello, I'm 16.
I'm Stephanie.
Phil.
Brielle.
We've given them a task. They're trying to come up with a list of pop culture references that their parents have never heard of.
LMAO.
Yeah, LMAO.
Yeah,
No way they would know that.
We've told them it's for a competition that will take place later at a different location.
GTL. My mom knows what GTL is.
My dad does too.
But once again, we've planted actors in the group. This is Lyle. We've hired him to pretend that he's been drinking.
Why are you wearing your sunglasses inside?
I don't know, they make things brighter.
The other actor is Brenny. Her job is to help him make it believable.
What are other names of like drinks? Like
Tequila Sunrise.
The two unsuspecting teens are an honors student named Phil
I go to Catholic boys' school.
and a 15-year-old cheerleader, Brielle, who seems pretty savvy about the way reality shows work.
There's probably like hidden cameras in here.
And though she's young, her mom says Brielle knows all too well the consequences of drinking and driving.
There was just somebody from our town, I think he was a senior, who was killed drinking and driving. And I know it affected my daughter. She was very sad.
Our actor Lyle begins the ruse by pretending it's his birthday and letting it slip that he was drinking before he arrived at the audition.
I was drinking this morning for my birthday. This is a reality show. Every reality show has a clown. I guess that's me.
Later, Lyle acts like there's more than just water in his bottle.
Or like G-Lady.
That's what this is called.
What?
What? You're drinking alcohol?
Whatever, it's my birthday.
Oh, right. This is great. It's whatever. It's my birthday.
Whatever.
And I'm only 18. I'm not 21.
Brielle and Phil's moms watch intently.
Okay, so now he's told them twice. He said that he drank this morning, and he just said that he's drinking right now out of that vitamin water.
And neither one asked for a sip, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
Okay. That's it. Tap.
Now, the moment of truth. We're about to give the kids their next task, drive to a nearby studio for the made-up competition.
And we're going to go in separate cars. So,
Okay, so she's got the directions.
That's when we hand the keys to Lyle.
I was reading your little questionnaires, and I noticed it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Hi, you get to drive. All right. So,
Look at Brielle. Oh my God.
did you see my?
Oh my God, I'm actually
trying.
Will they get in the car, or will they remember all those conversations with their parents?
I'm going to hope and pray to God now
That she wouldn't get in
that
the
she
car.
wouldn't get in that car.
I think that he wouldn't go, but you know what? I don't know.
I'm scared.
These two teenagers are about to make a critical decision.
Okay.
Is up.
They think they're here for a reality TV show audition, and one of the contestants has been bragging about drinking.
Whatever. I was drinking this morning for my birthday.
Actually, he's an actor we hired to pretend to be slightly drunk. He has not really been drinking.
What? You're drinking alcohol?
Now we've reached the point where we ask the teens to get in a car that he'll be driving.
Hi, you get to drive. All right. So
Oh my God, you're actually
driving.
Their moms are glued to the monitor.
What's going on inside right now? Heart's racing?
Yeah.
As far as they know, he was drinking this morning, and he's been drinking out of that bottle, and they've seen that half of it is gone.
All of the teens leave the room, our 2 actors and the 2 test kids. They make the long walk through the hotel lobby. There's still time to say no. They head to the parking lot, and everybody hops in.
What do you wish they were doing right now? Not getting in the car, texting you, calling you?
Yeah.
Oh, Brielle, get out of the car.
Brielle even makes a stunning comment about that recent death at her school caused by a drunk driver.
Stop, my friend just passed away from drinking and driving.
We let them drive off, but not far. They pull back around to be greeted by our cameras and their disappointed parents.
Did you know he was drinking?
Yeah.
He told you? And did you think it was smart to get in the car with him?
No.
So why did you?
We were like freaking out, but
I tell them what's really going on.
I'm Kate, I'm with Dateline NBC, and this is all kind of a test to see what kids would do in this situation.
I tell them Lyle is an actor and that he hasn't really been drinking, but why did they get in the car?
we were like kind of like, you can't drive. I don't know, like it was weird. We were just like, I did mention that my friend just passed away.
Yeah, we heard
from
you.
that.
That's why I really didn't think you were going to get in the car. I didn't think you would do it.
At first you didn't want to go in the front, and then you
Yeah.
ended up in the front.
Yeah.
Why didn't you want to go in the front?
Because I was scared.
Why?
Because he was drinking.
But you still went.
Yeah.
They both say they weren't sure just how intoxicated the driver was, but their moms counter that's no excuse.
We're trying to start a conversation among parents and kids, not just here, but all across America when we show this, because I think frankly, a lot of teenagers would do the exact same thing.
In fact, studies bear that out, says parenting expert Michelle Borba.
Those kids aren't alone. The majority of kids would get in that car.
So what can parents do to help kids make the right choice? We need to understand that teens need a way to save face in a tricky situation. Give them a secret code they can text you.
The code can be nothing more than push 3 ones, 111. If you get a 111, it means drop everything, go pick up that kid, and no questions asked.
We decide to try it again, this time with teens whose parents consider themselves pretty strict. 17-year-old Stephanie has an 11 o'clock curfew.
Is she allowed to go places, parties?
No parties.
No parties.
No parties.
And 16-year-old Nirel. His mother is a corrections captain at Rikers Island, a New York City jail. And even though he's never been in serious trouble, she doesn't take any chances.
Search his pockets. I do drug test my son.
You think he uses drugs?
No, none of the tests came up positive.
This time, our actor Lyle will really play up the drinking and act clearly drunk.
That's what I had.
What's that called?
Vodka Red Bull.
Did you say you had it?
Yeah.
Like before, the contestants are making a list of pop culture references they don't think their parents will know.
About music.
Kesha.
Oh, my mom loves Kesha.
Lyle looks like he can barely keep his head up.
I have this.
Is vodka and that vitamin water?
Well, this is orange Svedka. So it's not just a straight.
Oh my god.
Whatever, guys. It's my birthday.
He's drunk the audition.
Whatever.
We've also sprayed Lyle's clothes with alcohol.
I can smell the vodka.
What?
I can smell it.
You can smell what?
He smells me.
He's slurring his words. He said he drank last night. He said he drank this morning.
Just give me what you got.
But when we tell them they need to ride with Lyle, what will they do?
I would hope she would call me, but I don't know exactly what she would do.
I think he'll get in there.
You think he'll get in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Birthday boy?
This time, when our producer tosses Lyle the keys, he drops them. He's trying to reinforce that he's had too much to drink. Will it be enough to make these kids from strict households think twice?
That's not good.
What?
You're kind of intoxicated while driving.
I'm totally fine, guys. Seriously.
All right.
She said that's not good.
Yeah, you're intoxicated.
But then she said, all right.
I can tell he's very uncomfortable.
Your daughter started to say something,
Yeah.
and then she kind of stopped herself.
Yeah, she did say something, and then I don't know, like I said, it's because she's in not a comfortable situation like with her friends or anything.
They both walk out of the room and follow our actors. They head down to the lobby where Lyle drops his keys again. Will that make anyone turn back? They could stop at any point, but they don't. As soon as we bring them back, Nirel's mom wastes no time giving him the business.
Are you kidding me?
What?
You got in a car with that guy? Like that?
Remember, she's the corrections captain at a jail who's always got an eye on her son.
What happened?
What do you mean what happened? You normally get in a car with someone that's been drinking?
What? How you know he's drinking?
When I tell them what's really going on, again, they say they were trying out for a reality TV show, and they didn't really think Lyle was drunk.
How would you know if he was drunk or not?
I don't know. I thought I could tell.
Did you think for a second at all, maybe I shouldn't go with this guy?
Yeah.
So why did you?
I don't know, because I thought it was in the show. Like,
You kind of thought you had to.
yeah, peer pressure.
And like, I don't know. I thought since I was at an audition, I was like at a safe place. I didn't really think about it.
The second I saw him drop the keys like 5 times, I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't get in there.
What do you think you'd do differently if it happened again?
Go with my sensitive. If like I feel something's not right, maybe I should just not like disregard it.
You had that gut feeling, right?
Yeah.
So the lessons for parents? Be clear about the punishment for getting in a car with a drunk driver. Borba says make it severe, like taking away their license, and tell them to use that threat as a comeback line to stand up to peer pressure.
Whatever the comeback line is, prepare it. I signed a contract with my dad that if I get in the car and he finds out that I'm there, I won't get my license and he'll take away the keys.
And while this was hardly a scientific test and an unusual circumstance, Borba underscores that parents need to be crystal clear when it comes to drunk driving.
Kids will always come up with an excuse, be it the reality show, or I couldn't get a ride, or I didn't think he was drunk, which means lesson takeaway. You need to keep instilling in your kid there is no excuse.
I love you. Either way.
In the end, for all of us who may be worried about what we have and haven't taught our children, about bullying, dealing with strangers, or safe driving, remember this.
It is never too late. You're concerned that you haven't done that little lesson or done that little talk, sit down with your child and have it. Tonight's the night.
It was a lesson learned for all of us.
Yeah.